Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Eclectic Show. This is critique, life critique, pop culture critique, trashing stuff, basic, and praising things too. Yeah. So I'm Seven, this is Drew, and we got Corey, and we got some topics today. So first thing I want to talk about is Warner Brothers, up for sale. And the rumor is Paramount's interested as well as Netflix is interested in buying that. That would be huge as far as even Disney might come out of the blue.
Man.
But if Disney were to do that, that's insane.
I'm like, if it's not Monopoly after that, I don't know what is.
Yeah, that's just insane. I know what do you? I mean, what do you think? I mean, whoever buys this, I mean, streaming prices are going to go through the roof. We know that.
The potential to, most likely, yes, if they have the excuse of it, because now they have an expanded library. Whoever would be the hypothetical. Before I go any further, just looking it up, the immediate answer: no. Warner Brothers is not currently up for sale in the traditional sense. However, It says here, there are reports of potential acquisition offers for the parent company, Warner Brothers, Discovery, WB, Skydance, backed by the Ellison family, is reportedly preparing a significant cash bid to buy the entire WB company. Wow. So, and you're right, Seven, because again, including Netflix and NBC Universal are also reportedly in the bid. So we don't know yet. Before we get on here and start saying stuff that isn't, right. Let's just say that this is allegedly. This is all Hollywood rumor. We don't know. But yeah, there are rumblings somewhat of a few companies kind of vying for ownership of Warner Brothers, which whoever owns them, whoever someone did get the rights to that entire library, that would be insane. And yeah, streaming services, whoever acquires that, they're going to make their stuff like show and pricing for sure. Right. For sure. Right. So get you whatever it is. If it's something that you like from that company, get your hard copies now. Get your hard copies now. We'll get them while they're hot, ladies and gentlemen, because ain't no guarantee they're going to stay out here that for long.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
Get your copies now.
And then also, what does that mean for indie producers and writers? Corey, you're going to say something, okay?
I was just thinking, if Paramount acquires WB, their interface already isn't the best. So I don't think that's going to be a good look. If Disney being in hot water like they are right now, if they acquire it, that's only adding fuel to the fire.
I
can't see
while
Disney.
They would. Yeah, I don't see Disney doing it, but if they did, that would be like officially we're in monopoly territory. That's insane.
Well, the only good thing is they would have Marvel and DC. So allegedly that could be good, I guess, or terrible.
Terrible. The backlash is going to be huge.
Yeah, there's like a weird conflict of interest at that point too, because for the longest time, DC and Marvel were like, they were like rivals. One was owned by that one company, and they would share their rights with other people, but for them to both be under the same owner, that's very weird. And after that, it's only a matter of time before we start getting like the Marvel and DC crossover film universe, which would be just dumb. It's just a recipe for a lot of dumb stuff. There could be some good stuff that would come out of it if it were like owned by one company, but I have no faith. I have no faith in what that company would look like.
Wow.
We'll have to see, though.
That is huge. Well, okay. Here's something that both of you will agree to. We'll have Who Framed Roger Rabbit #2.
Man, it was so many decades.
I mean, they only have room to mess that one up, even though you could argue that was like one of the first kind of crossover animated
Right.
live action joints. It was good, but it's done. They would, knowing them, why they haven't attempted to do that yet does kind of baffle me because nothing else is sacred out here. So why would Roger Rabbit?
Right.
In this society and economy with comedy as it is right now, it would not fly. Like you can't make a part 2 to that.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. You could make a part 2 to that, but you know what they'd have to do?
You had to tone everything down. It wouldn't be the same.
Everything. Not only would everything have to be toned down, you'd probably have to jettison Jessica Rabbit from the thing entirely.
Or you could just reshape her and then bring her in as like, oh, this is her daughter or something.
What are they gonna do? How are they gonna change her? What are they gonna do?
Not her physically. I'm just saying, like, as her character, you have to have a stand-in. Like, this is her niece or this is her daughter or something like that. This is the evolution of Jessica Rabbit. It can't be her.
See, and again, that's a strange operative word to use there. Evolution. No, it's not. It's the contortion of it to the point where it's not even the character. So why put it in?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
evolution.
It wouldn't work.
Evolution. So, again, leave it alone. But here's the thing, Seven. Now that you put that in the ether, that's probably what's they're coming for next.
True. Yep.
They're doing a reboot of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, you guys, starring Zendaya. I'm like, oh.
Oh Lord.
Gosh.
If they do that, we might as well get Cool World.
And let
Cool World now.
Are we gonna do all that? Are you gonna let Cougar direct it?
Ryan Coogler? Oh god, not that. Here's the thing. I would be a little bit too more at ease with Brian Coogler doing it, but that's we're off in the weeds with that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So let's say switch
Cool
gears a
World
little bit because this is that would be good. Cool World, another Cool World would be cool.
Imagine a Cool World.
What else is going on? Random, but vloggers. I'm getting a little pissed.
Why?
I'm getting a little pissed because you ever click on something and they don't get to the point until like 5 minutes into it, and they just try to stretch it out for viewing time. Like, come on, man. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm getting really pissed with these people just the banter. Like, cut the crap. Just get to the point quickly.
It's a technique. Yeah, it's a technique. Some people, they try to lull their audience in with all that stuff. Sometimes a lot of times, especially on YouTube, they use that for advertising.
Right.
Whoever sponsored this episode is brought to you by blah, blah, blah. And then they go through their whole diatribe first 5 minutes. Mm. Others that have shorter attention span, some I'm noticing nowadays they just jump right into it, especially with their little top 10 lists.
Yeah.
It's short. Pretty annoying.
Another thing too.
First 30 seconds. We're into the mix usually within the first minute to 30 seconds. That's typically where you want to be.
Right.
60 seconds introduction and on with the rest of the show.
So there's this guy. This social political, I guess you could say. And he does a lot of stuff on Africa, which is great. But as it goes, I've noticed he's been so for instance, what's that girl? Tyla? Make me wet, make me wet. Right. So he said, oh, her album didn't do well, and it's because because she said she was colored and not black, whatever. And I'm like, maybe the album's just not good. Like, you know what I mean? Like his, when people say this, therefore that, and stop. No.
I don't think that alone is the reason for sales being positive or negative.
Right.
It's a factor. And then I asked you guys when you brought this up before, where is she from? Mm-hmm. It might have just been a slip because I did where she was South Africa or something like that.
Right. Yeah. And the culture
she's intermixed. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, well, that's all right. That could be a component of it. Mm. But yeah, she's South African. I know South African people who use that term not even as a disparaging thing.
Right.
To the rest of the world, to the rest of the Western world, we look at that word and it's ugh. So it may not have been offensive. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But
it's not offensive.
I don't think that alone.
Right.
That alone. It depends on it depends on what culture you're raised in and what context. I think I had more of a gripe with the idea that in that introduction, 7, the same instance,
Mhm.
She introduced herself as multiple things and then African whatever
Mhm.
at the end. And I always noticed there's always that little
Oops.
I'm this is this it's them eat them they before you're just African American or black or associated
Right.
with anything
And
African.
that's
It's always
offensive.
that I need to be a step removed. That to me is more offensive than referring to yourself as colored.
Right.
In certain regards for me. But that is what that is. I don't if she didn't mean anything by it, all right, cool. Next. Her album
Yeah.
didn't sell anything, all right, next.
Right. Now
So two
the
things.
thing with because it's not even really about Tyler, but the fact that he used that, and then all of a sudden I saw this video, and again he's supposed to be hardcore pro black. Then this guy starts talking. It's a paid ad, and he's talking about a comic book, and then he brings up this guy. So this like, wow, all the videos, everything you're doing is just to promote a comic book, just to build the brand to promote a comic book, which I found that offensive because, especially when you talk about social things or political things, you think there's some sort of genuine something about it. But what made it worse was that, like, because he's so hardcore, allegedly pro Africa and pro this, da 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 da. His spokesperson was European, and it was like it just seemed so detached from what he was trying to sell.
He has a demographic, and everyone peddles to that demographic until they find a means of actually getting money out of them. That's what that is.
Right.
It's at this point in 2025, Seven. I'm more ashamed with you of not identifying that behavior.
Right.
Because at this point, you know how the game is. You've been in this for a while.
Right.
You've known people who are in the industry. You know people that are trying to come up in the industry. This is nothing new. There's what you sell, and there's what you tell your audience. So I'm not at all surprised by the behavior. My game nowadays, because supervillain mentality, it's pinpoint where they're pitching you the product that they want you to buy.
Right.
And all that junk, and some people may be hitting, and maybe like being unfair with this, but in all that, pro-blackness stuff, you're going to wait for just buy my book. Just buy my thing. I have them buying them. I'm making a film.
Right.
They're going to get you're going to be presented some product that for the low price of, you can buy and then really be down.
But what hurts,
another tactic is.
But now tell me, and Corey, I would definitely want you to jump on this, but I was hurt because he felt the need to get someone that looks other than us to sell us on his, like, the validity of his comic book. And that's what hurt. Because if you're talking about independence and taking care of and the Pan-African and the diaspora and all this other stuff, but then, you need this face to say that you're a genius and to buy the thing, and that's the part that hurt, if that made sense.
I don't know. The way I look at it is everything's a lie, right? Because
shots fired. I need some volcanoes.
I guess if you want to get to a certain level,
You just you need applause. Hold on, I'm sorry. That was, that was worth it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, in order to gain more followers, you have to sell more things, and I guess it's capitalism's fault. If we want to get a certain number of views or pass a certain threshold, then we have to have the amount of products to equivalent that in order to get to that set threshold. And there are certain people who are experts at that, and we call them mentors, but they're usually not us. And so that's pretty much the game. And it's a lie. That's social media in its purest form.
I mean, it tells you his mentality and what he thinks. Like, I think that it may be because of being an artist, a multi-discipline artist, and a writer. And Drew, we've had this conversation donkey years ago when we first met, just talking about like people doing music and authenticity and like, if you're like punk music and you create, that's what you do, cool, that's what you do. And if you do rock, whatever you do, that's what you do. Just let it be organic. And in this time and era where everybody has access to everybody, it's like you kind of hope some topics and some things are like off limits, and you realize it really isn't, and it's sad. But I do think
No, because there's a dollar to be made in every one of those avenues, even if it's despicable, even if it's grimy, even if it's
Right.
dumb, even if it rots
mhm,
the brain of the average human. If you can get someone to pay it and keep us keep that cash flow coming in, they'll do it.
There's
They'll do it.
there's
We're in the Camacho phase of thinking, people. They'll do it. The smarter
It-
ones among us, they'll do it.
I guess so, right?
there's only two
Or at
options.
least the more crafty.
I guess so.
There's only two options right now in America. You can either do what you love or you can make money. You can't do both.
Yeah, you can't, for the most part, you can't do both. But I would say you can use, there's a middle way.
There's a
You
way.
can cycle in your
Yeah.
passion, what you like doing, with what you have to do to keep your lights on. It can be done.
Right.
It takes time, which is precious, and it takes consistency. You're not going to 6-week program your way through this. If anyone peddles you, this doubles back to what we were saying. People are always selling something.
Mhm.
If any person ever comes to you and says, I can teach you, I can mentor you into a certain type of high echelon lifestyle, okay? You and whoever else they tricked into signing up, you're how they get there. For them.
Right.
Mhm.
You're their tactic of getting that bread. You're on that pyramid scheme. You're just one more step for them to get to that goal. Don't be that fool. Don't be that rat.
And this day and age with AI and everything becoming so, like basically the tech bros, like someone just showed the Orange Man eating with the royal family and they were surrounded by tech bros and how it's this passing the baton on power. And pretty much the tech bros are,
but
and it's like, authenticity is becoming more and more rare, which to me, that means authenticity is more and more valuable because people are BSing too much just to become whatever this thing is, this famous or whatever, showing their toes online for $1,
Again, everything's a lie. Do you
I
want to?
partially agree and disagree with that.
Talk to me. Tell me why I agree. Tell me why I disagree.
Authenticity in itself is valuable. I'll give you that much. But in the scope of you're trying to collapse that with the idea of capitalism, in which no, authenticity does not matter. Cash is king. Who you know is king.
Mm.
When it comes to how good a product is, let's go back to the other thing we're talking about. What Tyler? What's her name? Tyler. Okay, having her track one from the chick. Don't know what she looks like. Y'all, I know from y'all what you told me about her. How she got from wherever she came from to here, without speculating or jumping judgments, you and I don't know. Could it be talent? Could it be just who she knew? Could it be a little extra stuff on the side that she does to get where she's going? You and I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to the music, you can kind of tell when you look at the fine print. If it's by a few people, written by Tyler, song written by, composed by, blah, blah, blah. You got like a whole league of people, like Beyonce effect. You got 82 people that have like put your track together. I'm leaning towards probably not the most authentic thing on the earth.
Right.
Right? But it's backed by corporate stuff, which may or may not make it good. So it's a mixed bag. All that said to say, it's a mixed bag.
That's a good point. She was famous online before, and it's great. Like, you're attractive, you can move, she has talent. Hey, we can put money behind that. And she was already TikTok and dancing, whatever. She was already out there in that sense. But is that sustainable? And that's a weird thing too, because it is.
Passion to do it.
But that's exactly what I was saying. You can either make money or you can do what you love. And so the thing about Tyler is she came in on the back end of Afrobeats. Everyone was, Afrobeats exploded. Everyone, you got DeVito, you got WizKid, you got everybody. Mm-hmm. and now you have Tyler. She came in at the back end. She didn't come in on the beginning, but like you said, she's very multi-talented. Is she going to produce music because this is her passion and her calling, or does she want to be famous?
And to Drew's point, who's backing her? Because there is no reason that you got the look, you can dance, you can hold a note, you're the quote unquote package. You won the first Grammy for that genre. How can you sell like less than 5,000 copies of your sophomore album? That doesn't
Did
even
anyone
make sense.
confirm that? How
It
many?
was-
Yeah, how
It was
many
only her
years did
first
you-
album. She only has one album. That was the first album.
So,
Okay.
so where's this talk about failing sales then?
Her one debut album with Water. Water blew up. It became popular. But then she released the album with Water, and it didn't sell.
So everything she released before were just singles that were hits.
Yes.
Oh, so that
she's
10 times
she's
more.
still fairly new in the whole. No, and again, I think people are. This ties back to another conversation we had where, based on the strength of one album, everyone's putting their stock into that one figure. My thing is, this is her first album. The thing sold allegedly only 5,000 units. For a debut album, that ain't great, but it's still something. So the idea is, okay, let time and consistency, our own drive, hope that there's a better to that. It's not a failure, it's a starting point. It's her first album. Everyone's sitting up there saying, oh my God, Tyla's the greatest thing since the second coming of Christ. It's like, dude, based off of one album that didn't sell so hot. Chill. Let her show what she can do long form. Let a second or third album come out. Let her do some touring. Let her maybe get a couple collaborations, some connections in. Let her develop as an artist before we start saying that she's the greatest of all time, or she's just a flash pan, or what have you. Like,
like
let her
Corey's
show her work.
Doji.
Like douchey, yeah.
She's got 3 albums. Well, no, technically she doesn't have a album. She only has EPs and mixtapes.
I'm not even hating on that, but the idea is like, yo, consistency, please. Why are we all supposed to then back this person as like what do we call a leader of the community? I'm like, no, we need to really knock this mindset off, especially when she then gets online and makes an ass of herself with, if you're a straight man, that's a red flag. And I'm like, as you're on Kendrick Lamar's album, a straight man who's wife and kids and stuff. Wow, how disrespectful.
But again,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta play to your
follow
demographic. You gotta play to your people who are backing you. So
I would try go for it, but don't ask me to be a fan. You ain't gonna get me to buy the album or go to the shows. I don't give a shit.
Right.
I don't care.
right.
We all should follow her. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, it's weird with the Beyonce effect. I mean, her success proves, in my humble opinion, and it's just an opinion, that if the industry is backing you, you will be ridiculously successful. Period. They're just, she has the support. I don't know why she became the chosen individual, because there were.
This is Beyonce.
Say it again.
This is Beyonce you're talking about?
Yeah.
No, I thought you were talking about
Beyonce. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if this was douchey or Beyonce.
Well, the thing is interesting because, like, if you look at her, I mean, there's tons of people before her, during, and even after that are way more talented, or authentic. They don't have a tribe of people to push one record. But she's the one. Interesting. Where are the other ones? Right?
That's where, wow, okay. We can actually dovetail this back into him, you guys. Check this out. Watch this. So, when it comes to Beyonce, I personally, there was a time where her and Destiny's Child, I actually kind of dug them. They were a good unit. They can sing. The women are talented.
Oh, yeah,
Beyonce is talented. She's a great singer. But I think what it's like, she's a great component to what was a good group, or a great singing group. When you take the person and then put her in like a part of like a pop culture machine, she's there, but she becomes kind of more just like a centerpiece to a whole elaborate machine that has 80 different producers, 42,000 instrument people. They're all in a unit, like Voltroning her into being an icon.
Right.
Right?
Mhm.
It's like you guys could just make an album where it's just her singing her guts out to a solid band or a solid set of singers. That I think would have more resonance with fans than the whole spectacle of what is now Beyonce's internet.
Right.
Like, just make that.
That's
But
a good point.
it's a I don't know, it's almost like it's a lost thing now. If what
It
starts
is.
off something organic, it's now the minute that it shows any kind of promise. Tyla, she could be cute, she could sing, she could be a good dancer. Douche I've actually seen clips of. I haven't sat through a whole song of hers, but she has the pop look. She has a good poppy look.
Mhm.
She ain't ugly.
Right.
She actually can rap, unlike some of these other people out here that are like getting far more backing for trash, like the mumble rap stuff. What I guess I'm just too old. It's not my demographic. But unlike the vast majority of those chuds, she actually has some lyrical skill.
Right.
So when it comes to like Douchey's case, I'm like, dude, if you just made an actual album where it was just you and your
Right.
skills
And not
and
and
whatever,
not hashtag like not like just
trying to appeal to your audience, as
Right.
you guys were saying before, by going on and making weird comments on interviews, just make music, bro.
right.
Make your music. Be passionate about it.
Right.
This is where you can cheat and actually win by getting paid to do what you love
Right.
and beat the
So-
system.
This kind of goes back to the whole authenticity thing. And I think people don't care about authenticity as long as it's good, as long as it serves them a purpose, and nobody wants to hear the truth. Everyone wants to be lied to because it's better to have a lie and feel good than hear the truth and be destroyed by it.
Tell the truth anyway. Don't be we can cuss on this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be a bitch. Face the truth. Don't be a little bitch. It hurts. Oh yeah, it hurts, and we all get that regardless in life. Whether you tell me pretty lies or not, it's going to leak through. I
Right.
hate this mentality. I can't stand this mentality of just keep lying to me. It makes me feel better. Fuck making me feel better.
The funny thing is, there's a conversation between, oh man, who was it? It was Gil Heron and I want to say Nikki Giovanni. And she said, it's better to lie to me
Oh,
every day than
I remember that.
I remember that
Yeah.
quote. Yeah. That was
I think that's the mindset of a weak bitch. That's the mindset of a weak motherfucker. Please just lie to me and spin me a little pretty illusion. I'd rather take a pretty lie than the brutal truth. Okay, here's the thing. I'll even play with that. Let that be your mindset. When we leave you out of bigger thoughts, when we leave you out of conversations that involve facing the truth, shut the fuck up and go into the next room. Stay away from the people that actually like talk about things that matter. And I hate to sound arrogant with this. I know I sound arrogant as hell with this.
very
but it's
arrogant.
like- yeah, no, I'm arrogant as hell. But it's like, no, if the brutal truth is too much for you, take your weak ass in the next room. I don't want to have conversations with people that can't deal with reality. Because when it happens to me, and I say this from the scope of a man, as a man, if I walked around with that mindset, just keep lying to me, everyone would laugh in my fucking face and be like, nigga, get real. Get real and just learn how to hurt. Okay?
this is why
keep that same energy up.
This is why a lot of men die early, because one, we do have to be strong. We do have to face the trenches of the world, no matter how bad, no matter how difficult, and we don't get a break. So if you got a reprieve, which would be the lie, which a lot of people are okay with every once in a while, I'm not saying that that's how you should live your life, but this is what people look towards. This is why people go to the movies, why people go listen to music, go to concerts. It's for that little reprieve of the beatdown of every day. And those things are lies. And so if you're saying that you should suffer, suck it up, and even if I give you authentic music that doesn't make you feel good because everything else in your life is horrible and shitty, then just suck it up and have it. Like, it, to me, that doesn't resonate. It doesn't make sense. And that's why a lot of
We're
people
mixing two
don't feel that
different
way.
things here.
Hold
I'm
on
talking
a
about
second.
Yeah.
I actually found it. If I can. Oh Lord, there's YouTube in there freaking every. Hold on a second. Yeah, I just got these commercials. Okay, here we go.
It works in the world is a relationship.
Yes, right.
Okay, that's all that's going to work. It takes two people to have a relationship.
Yeah, but the relationship.
You don't have a dream, fake it.
But the relationship, you can't fake a dream.
You've got to fake it because we don't have dreams these days. How the hell can you have a dream? For what?
Well, it isn't.
So everybody's jiving, but let's jive on that level.
If I love you, I can't lie to you.
Of course you can lie to me. And you will. If you love me and you're going off with Maddie someplace, you're lying to me. Because what the hell do I care about the truth? I care if you're there. When Billie Holiday say, hush now, don't explain.
All right, I accept that.
Of course you lie to me. And I don't even want to care. What does the truth matter? And why are you going to be truthful with me when you lie to everybody else? You lied when you smiled at that cracker down the job, right? Lie to me, smile. Treat me the same way you would treat him.
I can't treat
You
him.
must.
Treat him.
Must. Because I've caught the frowns and the anger. He's happy with you. Of course he doesn't know you're unhappy. You grin at him all day long. You come home and I catch hell because I love you. I get least of you. I get the very minimum. And I'm saying, fake it with me.
All
that too
right.
much?
So, we don't own that clip. Okay, YouTube. just,
Off YouTube.
just. Yeah. So, I don't agree with that. I think it's. I understand the sentiment, but I think it's ridiculous.
Do you tell your woman everything? Like, no one tells their woman everything. 'Cause if you tell them everything, then you're going to be in an unhappy relationship. Or you're not going to be in a relationship at all.
Let's run it down to this shit.
That's what she's saying.
Baldwin in that clip is a lot nicer than I am, because you want to know why?
Why?
It would be fine if that was reciprocated. It ain't. That is not reciprocated.
Mm.
What do you
It's
mean?
not. It ain't gonna be reciprocated. When you sit up there and weave the pretty lie, you, and particularly as the man, when shit goes wrong, it's on your head. If you lie to a person, then the facts come in, reality comes in, and tramples that dream. Who's gonna be to blame?
Mm. Right. Repercussions.
Then she gets to look at you. And this happens. This is displayed often. When the guy assures you, "Oh, it's all pretty and fine," and shit goes wrong, who's everybody looking at like the asshole when things go to pot?
That's true.
Be real. So,
There's a comedian who's like, every woman knows that one friend who has that guy who, beats him, disrespects him, but for some reason, they never leave.
they acting right for the douchebag.
Yeah, I mean, but that's a different. I mean, that's like a whole nother topic and a thing. But like,
That veers into a different category, but just the sentiment is just the same. When you try to handle it in the more, I call it civil or oligarchic. So when you try to be like diplomatic,
mhm.
it's the idea of, okay, we can be diplomatic until something important actually has to be done. Then it's up to you,
Mhm.
and anything that goes wrong is on your head. So when it comes to that, navigating people, because that's the context that I'm in, that I'm operating in with this, is Charles Baldwin and the other lady from their conversation.
Mhm.
This was the dynamic between men and women. You could extend this to people in general because they were both gay. So you could extend this to just how you get down with people in an interpersonal relationship.
Mhm, mhm.
But when it comes to dealing with folks, I'll find a way to gently break the truth to you. If you can't get with that, if that is enough to make you break down, then I'll just tell you the blunt truth and then be like, dude, I'm not telling you this because I hate you. I'm telling you this because I care, and I don't want you to walk around clueless. As a
Right.
hypothetically, to a black man, to a black woman, I don't want you to walk around a dumbass, uninformed, thinking that a dream is a dream. And if you really cared about me, you just bullshit me and tell me what I want to hear. That's a child. That's an immature child's mentality. If you need the world to be like that, like I said before, take your weak ass in the next room so other people can have actual conversations about shit.
And we could do a
I'm not
whole
doing
nother thing on this topic because I mean this is why a lot of the women that we've talked about in between the shows, but not on this particular show, fall for the okie doke. They would rather people just throw money at them and lie to them all day and live in la la land. And
You know who gets that in this world? At least for a little while. You know who should get that kind of treatment? Kids. Kids should get that. Give children that kind of lie. You lie to children because they don't really know anything. Even if you explained it to them, in most cases they're not going to understand, so you got to weave some kind of fiction about it anyway. You lie to kids. A grown-ass person telling me just lie to me, just go along with my delusional bullshit. Like, bitch, grow up.
well,
I
you know
don't see it
what?
as delusional. I guess that's my issue. I don't see it as delusional. If someone tells you to handle shit and it's not like you have a certain rule book, just get it done. And I guess that's from being in the background that I've been. People don't care how you get it done. They just want you to get it done.
Well, you know,
And
pause
so-
right there.
yeah,
That's
you're right.
that's a perfect thing to the demise of the entertainment business, as well as even our personal stuff, because it's to the point. Well, we don't, like, did it matter that the whole album was done with AI? Doesn't matter if the film. Nope, I don't care who
It's
lost their
done.
jobs. Who, like, as long as I get it done, as long as I'm entertained.
As long as I get money,
You know,
as long as the product is there to make us money.
The people at
that's
the
what it
helm
is.
of that, sure. The people that are running, I also think that's a case of the issue of with people who are already in these positions of power. We've talked about this before.
Mhm.
They don't have an incentive to make a better product. They're just fixated on making sure that you buy the next several products that they put out. So they're going to go with whatever's worked in the past. This is the reason why everything is a reboot. Everything is a reimagining of the same crap we've had for the last however many decades. It's nothing new because they know you'll go out and spend your money and time on this. So just keep churning it out. Don't got up the quality. Don't got to be better. Just make it the same thing. Here, throw it in an AI machine and see what it cooks up. That way we don't have to pay writers. That way we don't have to pay people to actually do the legwork and put that authenticity that we're talking about into it. Just make the next product and then put it out there, crank it out. That is kind of the nature of the capitalist beast.
There's no third option. There's only two. You're either a landlord, you're either a tenant. You're either the scientist doing the research or the person, running that company to get the research done. There's never a third option. There's no.
But is there a rhyme or reason? This is where all the conspiracy theories and other things come into play because, God bless her, Rihanna, right? She fumbled into becoming a billionaire. She didn't. I say this because, like, when you watch the market, there's. I don't say it disrespectfully. I'm just saying, like, when she auditioned to sing to do an album, she wasn't like, oh, I want to create Fenty. Okay, so when you do the research and like the marketing people are like, who can we choose? Who is not in the media? Who doesn't have drama? Who's doesn't da da da? They chose her and said, hey, pick a name and put your name behind this. She didn't invent the stuff. And I don't, again, they're just keeping it real, So it's like.
Cases like Rihanna, okay, because we jumped from Beyonce to Rihanna. I would say that Rihanna's a lot more marketable look-wise than she is in way of a talent. Singing-wise, her and Beyonce, it's not even the same. It's not the same planet.
Well, the point of that is not to necessarily compare the two, but it's just interesting how the industry, capitalism says, you're the one. We're going to...
Yeah, how they select them. Okay.
They select.
Yeah.
And...
Well...
So
it's all trial and error. Like, some people make it, some people don't. They do try with certain people who don't get to Rihanna's level.
Don't work out.
Yeah.
But they chose these. My thing is, I'm curious, how do they choose?
Like, the house always wins. So whoever has the best odds. Rihanna came out as a Caribbean artist, but then she was a pop artist, and then they're like, you know what? We can market her as a crossover artist.
And I think the story goes, the person they wanted first, like something bad happened in the news, and then they skipped that person and went to her. Like it was a documentary. You gotta when you get a chance, like if you go behind how it happened, it's not as easy and clear cut as it. But it's amazing because
it's always a connection of who did she meet, who did she audition with, and what ended up, whatever factor, whatever elements factor into her getting that first role, that first song, that first album deal. It's whatever from there.
Right.
It's like him, where you have a talent who stands out among the others. This is, and again, when you guys see, we need to come back and do a part 2 for this. When it comes to selecting the next great of whatever field or industry that is, there's always this the initial introduction, right? The brushing of elbows and all that stuff. Then there becomes the banter of talk. What do you want? What do you see yourself doing in 5 to 10 years? What do you offer? And then there's the big one, which is what are you willing to sacrifice?
Right.
That's always the main one, ain't it? It's how much time, energy, your body, your attention, your effectively your sense of morality, as some people would even claim. It's like, what did you put in order to get there? You and I don't know. None of us know.
And we won't.
But
right? So far, the music industry, obviously, and we'll talk about this another time, go deeper into the AI and this and that. But you have a lot of acts that were pretty much, and Lizzo's been talking a lot online. You should check out some of the things that...
always talking online. She needs to do less of that.
So she was talking, and she was saying how you know, you got to build a brand, do this, do this, this. But again, she came out. She's like the very end of the machine in the way in which we know it. She's been in the industry for a while. Even before she came out, as we know her as Lizzo, she's been in the industry. She's been writing. She's been so. It's interesting because New Edition could go on tour tomorrow. Metallica, they're on tour now. You have bands and all these genres that were in the height of the machine that can go on tour and live forever. But that next generation, will they even ever get that opportunity? Like
I mean, they kind of do. It depends on who you're talking about and what field of music. There's people that tour all the time and do stuff, but I think it's
But they're already famous. That's my point. They already have a fan base.
They're established and stuff. These older acts, a lot of them I noticed they either just get to touring. They get to touring. They what's the other one? They go to Vegas. Many of them just retire to Vegas. That's where all the not has-beens, but like all the
has-beens.
Yeah, kind of
that's the has-been move.
It's a safe move, man. It's not. I'm not even knocking it.
It's money.
You make your loot, and it's the idea that you don't got to travel around. I have family who lives out there, and when it comes to like the industry and how they move, I got multiple family members that are like musicians.
Right.
Vegas is a way to go.
Oh yeah.
There's always something going on, so you can make your loot out there.
But it was also it was the sign. In fact, they did a whole thing. They did the hour thing. Tried to do like a documentary with Usher and him being like, yeah, I was afraid to do Vegas because usually when you do Vegas, that means you're done. And
usually,
and this is way, but no, you're done. Like I don't think he should have done Vegas.
Not done, and he's been doing his Vegas thing, but he's going to make a comeback. Bruno Mars.
Some guys even guys like Bruno Mars can use Vegas as like a base and then go on tours outside of it.
Yeah, so they'll keep touring.
That's a thing too.
They'll tour. Keep touring.
That'll be their main kind of like, they'll move to Vegas.
Right.
They'll live there, do whatever local shows, chill for a bit, and then when it's time to tour again, they're off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you just made 2 great hits.
But again, touring, like if you're already established, you have fans, you could tour forever if you do it right. I mean, Chris Brown just made over $100 million touring.
Well,
yeah. What's his tour called that he's doing right now?
It's called I'm going to go to every small country and take up all their money because they don't know any better that no one cares about me anymore.
Well, Chris Brown can make a living just having these chicks pay him at $1,200 just to dry hump his leg in front of a camera. That's usually what they're doing out there.
Pretty much. So he's
pay me $1,200 to come take a picture of Chris Brown and bend over.
But he's already famous. So, so I'm wondering, what does that mean for fresh ideas, fresh, new artists? So between, can anyone ever build to that point to make $100 million on tour outside of the machine? Anyone already famous can do that. You're already
that goes back to exactly what I was saying. You're either going to do what you love or you are going to try to make money and be famous, because there are plenty of people who. There's one guy called Ren right now, and he has, I want to say, a couple million followers, and he's a rapper, but he's also an entertainer, and he has a cult following. He doesn't have a contract. He hasn't gone on tour, but a lot of people want to hear more from him because he's that good.
Gotcha.
But does he want to jump into the machine? That comes down to his choice. There are a lot of artists out there.
The next thing, my little prediction for the future, with AI getting to where it is, they're already testing out the idea of how we make little AI pop idols. In a minute, the next stage is they might just bypass the human talent altogether and just literally bust a Simone. Ever see that movie? Simone?
Yeah.
Al Pacino, I think it was. He makes his own pop idol. Like he literally just digitizes her and then just puts her on. She becomes a huge sensation. I think that's kind of the next.
It already happened. Someone just got 2 weeks ago. They got a $3 million deal. An AI artist.
An AI artist for just creating a little fake character, and then they could just make the music through
3
AI.
million.
3 million something views. I think we're talking about the same person.
Okay.
Isn't that
Or
how
same
Gorilla started?
idea, same.
And then Hatsune Miku, she's a digital.
The gorillas are not the same in a.
They actually there's actually people that make gorillas
I
music.
went to their concert. They actually
There's actually
perform.
an artist.
No,
that
they
does
started
stuff.
out that way. They started all digital, and then when they toured, they had people on tour, like you're saying, and then they slowly integrated themselves into the tour. Now you know the voices behind.
Right, but
the image.
but the point is with them, they were actual people that actually played the instruments, wrote the music.
Oh, okay.
They were just using that
There's
as
actually
a visual.
people there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The band, they're fake, obviously, but when they're live, they have the musicians and
Right.
stuff doing their thing. But when it comes to this newer thing, they're like, the whole thing is just AI.
Right.
The look is that they have a whole music video of this chick, and that could be the next big pop sensation.
Right.
The funny thing is, I don't know if you guys watch K-pop Demon Hunters, right? It's an anime on Netflix that.
How is it?
It's really good. It went viral. Number one song on Billboard right now came from that movie, and the group is called Huntrix. If they went on tour and they're completely digital, there's going to be a lot of people that would actually follow and probably show up. So I think we're already there.
Oh no, we are.
Well, yeah, we're
It's
getting there.
happening.
We're not already there.
Oh no,
Yeah.
there's a guy that has more streams than Michael Jackson every day.
Well, okay. When
Wait,
you say
but-
stream, that sounds a little disingenuous.
Well, but and I say it that way because he has 54 fake artists. So he's been doing this for a while. The AI thing.
he has 54. So okay, see again, this falls into the how many people have watched his stuff.
Right.
That doesn't equate to units. That doesn't equate to albums. That doesn't
Right.
equate to any kind of
Right.
tangible thing.
Nothing
that people
tangible.
Used to,
It's all one
nothing
and
tangible
zeros.
that we could correlate to being the best
Success.
thing since Michael Jackson.
Right,
a
right, right,
success. Like you got a lot of people that check your stuff out. That's cool.
Right.
That could move units if you made an actual album.
Right.
But again, like I said before, consistency.
Right.
What are you going to keep putting out? Consistency.
Right. And I definitely, I guess I could call it the end of the entertainment industry part one. Because part
yeah.
two, just the concept of capitalism, we should explore it. I used to embrace it in a different way, but as time goes on, you start learning a lot more. You're like, what does this really mean? And it's kind of crazy. But yeah. So anyway, this is the Eclectic Show, pop culture critique, and
It was fun.
and Drew got to cuss, so he's happy.
This idea a little more unfiltered, a little more raw than usual. We just say what we mean.
But we survived. All right, we're out.